While Bitcoin and altcoins bore the life out of the average crypto connoisseur, I come to you with a message of extreme bullishness, folks. We have some incredible news breaking out of the political sphere that I just cannot ignore. There is too much stuff going on to this to turn the other way right now. And we have pretty much some of the most concerning things out of the macroeconomic environment that are coming to the light. We have a massive amount of news to go over today. Thank you for joining us. We got Nick Tater up on the couch here. Me and Nick had a
We're watching ourselves.
We're watching ourselves. Nick, we had a interview with maybe one of the most based Fox correspondents I ever thought could exist this morning.
Yeah. Charles Gasparino, Giga Chad, super high T individual, wrote a book called Go Woke, Go Broke. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And we had an in-depth interview with him this morning. When we're going to be cutting it up today, and it's going to come out tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You do not want to miss it.
Dude, I'm so excited. 8 o'clock tonight. It is arguably the biggest interview this channel's ever had. So I think that's a big bellwether. And we just crossed 60,000 subscribers.
Yes. So shout out to all of you absolute psychopaths who continue to watch us day in and day out. Going against your doctor's orders.
Yeah.
And everyone watching on X right now, our X is blowing up.
Last night's
Rumble,
13,000 listeners.
13,000 people tuned in to us on X. Hobus was there. Hobus is going to be dropping some more data in the book of Hobus that is only available if you are an OG or Black Site member.
Yep.
And you do that by going on YouTube and joining the channel. Click the little join button down there.
Ooh.
And then bada boom, bada bing. And you're inside. You sign up with a Discord. Bada boom, bada bing. Also, there's a link to our Discord now on our X page.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Good.
I changed it out.
And then, if you want to be a part of the Black Site, if you take that next step, you go to basement.supplies, Knowledge Center, join the Black Site right there. You help us build the foundation for this channel and help us feed our families and continue to bring you the truth as it unfolds before our eyes.
Yeah.
It feels like there is no stopping us right now.
No, we are on an upward trajectory. Charles, I can't express enough how based Charles is and the work that he did. He went out amongst all of these companies, woke companies, government agencies, and did a deep dive on DEI and intersectionality, and just really kind of blew the lid off of it. And we talked about what the future is for that and with crypto.
Yeah. I mean, he put his neck out on the line too, because he's with Fox News and he's calling out all of the garbage that's been happening on the local and massive scales now. And we also have a TA expert, looks like just popped in, that will be joining us for the show today. Bring him up in just about maybe 4 minutes here. But I also have to highlight some awesome partnerships that this channel has got going for it. We are partnered with 2Bit, and one of the most powerful tools I saw within 2Bit was the trading bot access that you get. But for people that are signing up as a channel member, you utilize our referral code that's down in the description below. You click the link, use the ref code there, and you get matched with 5 USDT as a welcoming bonus, transferring a minimum of $10 in Tether to the trading account. You can also get copy trading rewards, earn up to $200 bonus for that. And you deposit and get trading rewards, deposit and trade to unlock 30,000 USDT rewards. So,
and these guys are non-KYC, right?
Well, you know what? Here on the basement, we like exchanges that respect your privacy.
Yes.
That's how I like to put it.
Okay. So 2Bit, they know what's going on and they respect your privacy.
And that's what I want. I want an exchange that respects our privacy. And I want partners like Arculus to take the crypto and put it into cold storage. You can get one of these cold storage devices, 3-factor authentication, very easy to use, for right around, I think it's $90 after the discount code. You use code BASE10.
BASE10 to get 10% off. Because wasn't it a government agency that got hacked with literally every single person's social security number known to man?
That kind of flew under the radar, didn't it?
Yeah, they really didn't want you to know that right before the election, which social security number is a way that you verify your identity. So I mean, look, your social's out there, so you need to be taking your security very seriously.
I mean, how
Because no
broken
one
is
else
this
is.
system? How broken is that system?
Super.
You know,
it's
like
the most broken.
our literal, like, because social security numbers are kind of the foundation of your identity that we trusted.
Yeah.
I mean, sheep trusted that the government would protect. That is not even being protected right now. So, you know, and if you're out there looking to leverage trade the chaos, if you're out there ride in the lightning, we have a partner that has a great setup for leverage trading, Blowfin. And right now, we're getting a little bit of a
We got a
price
lot of
action here.
Crypto Man Sam just joined the black site.
Whoa!
So
Shout out
welcome
to you,
the
man.
dark side,
Yes.
my dude.
Crypto Man Sam.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, dude, that moth community is fucking hilarious.
They're psychotic.
They're like, nice lights in there. What kind of bulbs you got up in that bitch?
They are psychotic. I can't buy your token because I know too much now and it would look bad on the channel, but they are like Brett Gold levels of psychotic.
Yeah, well,
meme
that's
coin
you
people.
need that in
You
a
do.
meme coin community.
Yeah,
you need
really
the
do.
chaos.
Should we even pull up the moth chart later on?
I will.
After TSHROOM's gone, because he's a respectable TA
Yeah,
guy.
he's respectful.
I'm not
You know,
respectable.
it's kind of weird you said that. TSHROOM says he thinks he's too respectful for X. Would you agree with that?
Chat, I want to know and actually comment on this video afterwards. If you're on X, by the way, if you're on X, hit the like button and repost this video.
Yes.
We only have 70 people watching on X, which is way below our average. So guys on X, do the repost, hit the like, but comment on this video if you think TSHROOM is just too darn respectful.
Absolutely. And he's a great guy. I mean, I got a chance to spend some time with TSHROOM. Very based individual, served and put in some time securing our country.
Yes.
And now he's out there on the charts. So we got TSHROOM up in the wings ready to go for us here, Isaac? All right, let's bring up TSHROOM. Let's see what he's got going. TSHROOM, can you hear me? I see a chart.
Is he a man?
Yes, I can.
Man.
How are you? Is that all you can see?
Yeah, I can see your chart, and I can hear you. So we got you like the ghost in the machine right now. But what are we looking at here? Is this Bitcoin? Are we dumping? Is that a dump?
No, this is Tia. I didn't mean to have that one up necessarily.
So Tia is definitely dumping. Yeah. That's
yeah,
all it does.
Stop sharing and see what that brings me up.
Yeah, let's see if we can
while
bring him
TSHROOM is fixing this, Benjamin Fisher says, oh wait, no, M Vino says, Nick, who am I taking 5th overall in my draft?
Are you still running Fantasy? Is Fantasy Blitz still going?
Fantasy Blitz is still going. Elijah runs that these days, but I'm so far behind on my fantasy research. I know running backs really, really well, but I would say I would not be drafting QBs until the 6th or 7th round. So you need to be, I'd probably take a high-end tight end in round 5. Yeah. Anyways, there's TSHROOM. Sorry about that.
What up, man? TSHROOM, you're living life. What are you? You got a gym behind you. You keeping
nice balls.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. I've got some of the bigger balls in the crypto world right now.
Yeah.
Biggest balls in TA.
AC/DC wrote a great song about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
TSHROOM, we got a little bit of action. It looks like just in general, if I'm shooting from the hip, there's some downward pressure on Bitcoin.
That's right.
Now, I really respect the work that you do over there with Investing Bros. You and Tim, really good TA. What kind of metrics or what kind of forecast are we looking? First, I really want to look at like how we expect to close the week. But then just in general, the season we're in, if we're still following the 4-year cycle, because I know that's a big question for a lot of altcoin holders. What are you looking at on the charts right now?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of run you through my charts, and it looks like the way that I do that is just to toggle this button here, which is now not working. So there we go.
There it
Let's
is.
see.
We got
There
it.
we go. It's an interesting system that's being utilized here. It's let's see. Okay, so coming in right now, I'm on the 4-hour chart. You're seeing we're at 58,200. We got as high today or yesterday. We got up as high as 61,008. Right. So we've been seeing some volatility here, kind of staying in this price range where it's about, at maximum maybe 7% swings high and low. So ultimately, what does that mean to me? It means to me that there's not a lot of buyers up here at 61.8, and there's some liquidity to come down and test lower. Now I've got this descending megaphone pattern. You can kind of see here. I'm on the 4-hour still.
Is that different than just a channel?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I just have it drawn and I'm
You just call it a
identifying it as that.
megaphone.
But
I like it.
yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as a channel. But I do have these levels here. These white levels here. These are going to coincide with more historical the previous bull market highs. So I can show you that here. And
Whoa.
I'm getting kind of to the conclusion by showing you all this that there could potentially be some more downside movement, right?
Mhm.
And so the levels that I'm watching are down here. As you can see, this is where we wicked on this candlestick here from
Mm,
November of 2021. We wicked down to this level. Currently, we're still way back up here at 58,300, but I'm thinking getting down to 53, testing this level again before and brace yourselves. We go ahead and test down to 42,000
Woo!
to put in a final test of this megaphone pattern. Now, there's a chance that we don't get down to 52,000. Let me go back to the weekly at least to illustrate this. There's a chance we don't get back down to 52,000, but this would be really the range that we would need to see to finally get a final flush that tests the bottom range of this megaphone pattern before we go higher, which, as you'll notice, we haven't. There's been too much daylight in the last two bearish tests lower. So am I coming on here to be bearish? No, I'm just giving you, my 2 cents, kind of what I'm seeing on the charts. If you're long Bitcoin, if you have high end conviction in Bitcoin, which of course I do, I'm excited for these pullbacks lower. So whereas if you bought at $70,000 Bitcoin, a couple months ago, and you've just seen your investment go down and down and down, it might be
yes.
a little bit more difficult to hold
Yes.
than folks of us who bought during the bear market and have a much lower average entry. So
Mhm.
my non-financial advice, I like to call it just awesome advice, is to hodl. Right, hodl what you can afford to lose, the money you don't need to pay your rent or to buy that tank this
Yes.
month, and just hodl.
Okay, yeah,
And if you have some more
I'm gonna
income
buy a
coming
tank.
in,
It's gonna happen. Okay, I just
just buy more
everyone
Bitcoin.
everyone keeps trying to talk me off of the ledge on buying a tank. I'm gonna do it.
You're
And
out
I
of
could
line.
do it with Chainlink right
You're out of
now,
line.
but I'm holding off. Now we're talking. Now it's interesting. The $53,000 level is something I was talking about like 2 weeks ago, trying to find a gigalong from. But I will be putting in tight stop losses within that trade. Because I don't want to see, because it is tangible. I could see a tangibility of us making it down into those 40 levels. I mean, all bets were off, and we had lost that channel once we broke below $60,000.
Right.
So I've had to
And
adjust kind of the trading pattern from there.
right. And just to jump in there, I won't share my screen again, but the fact that we haven't been able to print even a daily candle above 65,000, much
Mm-hmm.
less close a candle above it, that's showing that the bears are still kind of more in control than the bulls. You might be hearing that and you're like, but TSHROOM, that makes you sound bearish. Do you hate Bitcoin? No, I don't hate Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin, right? It's just the reality of the markets we're in. The macro liquidity environment is very significant, and
Yeah.
also some alpha that I only realized yesterday is like, if you zoom out on the charts, I'll show my charts again here. If you zoom out on the charts, it's like maybe you are in that boat where you bought back here, around the highs around 70 or even maybe as low as like 65, right? And you've just seen price come down and down and down. And now TSHROOM is tuning in to Blockchain Basement, telling you we could go down to 42,000. It's like you might be sitting there thinking, well, maybe I should sell, right? Maybe I should sell for a loss. Not so fast, right? Bitcoin is in now. To answer the second part of your question, Bitcoin is right on schedule, in my opinion, right? I think with the 4-year cycle, we have not deviated from that quite yet, in my opinion. There's some very smart people who would take the other side of that argument, and that's okay, right? It's the marketplace of ideas, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you want to listen to a lot of different people, but my take is that we're right where we need to be. This is a good place to accumulate. It's not the best, right? The best place to accumulate would have been down at 30,000, 20,000
Yeah.
during the bear market, but you probably weren't here for that. If you were, big congratulations to
ups.
you for
Yep.
tuning in and
True.
knowing about that. Yeah,
I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Well, actually two. So one is
Only got one answer.
how much longer do we have to deal with this crap of going down in this megaphone? Number two, when does this pattern change over into something not so hot?
Mm-hmm. Oh, like what's the max? What's the final capitulation level? Like where would I sell?
Yeah.
For me, that's a tougher question to answer, right? I think if we start printing below 40,000, you might want to consider, if you are going to be taking on too much risk at that point.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be selling, right? But my average entry is sub 30,000, right? So I have a
Okay.
very big luxury in this market of having that kind of positioning. Now, your first question is much more juicy, and I can provide a lot more optimism there,
Good.
which is that I think it's a lot simpler than than a lot of people are making it out to be. I think that this election really is the linchpin for us to
Oh,
stop being in a crab market and go into a bull market. And honestly, I don't necessarily think that either candidate is well. I think that the Republican nominee is definitely more bullish for Bitcoin, but I
Yep.
don't necessarily think that the market, which you have to remember, is comprised of not just conservatives. It's also a lot of Democrats on Wall Street.
and lizard people.
I think that a Kamala Harris getting elected, as bad as that may be for a lot of social issues and cultural issues and things like that, and
Mhm.
political issues, right? I fall on one side or the other. I definitely fall on one side, but for purposes of just objective market analysis, I think that just the certainty of the election will be bullish. Once we get on the other side of it, the market knows who the leader is going to be. I think that's going to be bullish. Obviously, a Donald Trump win would be much more bullish for Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Dude, and it's kind of chaotic. The reason why I feel like I need to hurry up and get a tank is because I feel like Trump's going to win. If they do have an election,
Mm.
I think Trump's going to take it. And just all of the factors that played into the summer of love and the hyper aggressive burning of cities, all of those pieces are in place right now. And so that's what's got me. I mean, I'm in the woods and I'm pretty far away from
Mhm.
society, but it's still
Sure.
like, I think that the markets are going to do well, like I said, in either capacity. If Kamala gets elected, they're just going to print us hot off of a cliff. If Trump gets elected, he's going to be having that conversation and getting the ball rolling on back in the US dollar with Bitcoin to some degree. And larger organizations and companies will feel more bullish and able to hire people out if they are under a Trump presidency, in my opinion. I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of
Yeah.
corporations are waiting to see that. So it is an interesting time. And while all this price action goes up and down, we're getting slapped around in the Bitcoin price, those spot Bitcoin ETF flows continue to go up. But, have you looked at any of the Ethereum outflows and inflows relationships that have been going on in the recent weeks?
Uh, a little bit, a little bit. I'll say it's definitely been underwhelming for
Mhm.
crypto, right? But if all you've done is traded stocks and bonds for the last 10 years, I believe that the Ethereum ETFs actually quite outperformed a lot of ETFs on their first debut.
Mhm.
So the market definitely wants to buy Ethereum. It's just a little bit risk averse in this moment where you've got two hot wars, right?
Mhm.
You've got the Fed moving into a policy transition phase, which in my opinion is going to be objectively bullish, right? But historically, there's a lot of evidence to show that whenever the Fed is in transition, it can be choppy, and sometimes more times out of not that the Fed is having to transition, aka do something
Mhm.
because there is something to do, right? There is a threat that they need to address. Now, but I don't think that quantitative easing in any day of the week is bearish. It
Right.
just happens to be something that it's a tool that's deployed to combat recessions. So of course there's a strong correlation between Fed action and recessions happening. So
Yes.
overall, I think that whether or not you need a tank is kind of a foregone question. You need a tank. The real question is, do you need more than one?
That is a great point.
Troom,
Skip that
get this
ad.
guy off the show
Skip that
right
ad,
now.
Isaac. Skip that
Get
ad
him
for
off
me.
the show.
Skip that ad. We are generous gods here. We're skipping the ad. I mean, that is serious shit right there. What you said, you don't need one tank, Drew. You need two. And that is
Oh my
wholesome.
gosh.
That is very wholesome of you to say. Well, man, I'm really liking the TA. I'm liking the based pissing on our own Cheerios approach, because that is what we do here in the basement. The health on the shelf at 53, we'll see if it holds. Maybe we can see some massive turnaround in the market in the shorter term, but right now it's hard to see that coming in the in the outlook until September. I do have some outlooks on September. Now, before we get into all the news on, what the inflation numbers have been, what the CPI has been, what's your shoot from the hip option? Do you think they're going to pivot at all in September, or would they look for a little bit of a rate cut?
Yeah, definitely think they're doing a cut in September. I would be very surprised, and so would the market, if we did not get a rate cut in September. You might ask the question, a follow-up question, is it going to be 50 basis points or 25? I think they go 25. I think if we get 50, that could be bearish, because that can signal to the market, hey, something is wrong and we're needing to fix it. I think a 25 basis point signals to the market, we've been saying we're doing a cut. Here we're doing a cut, right? Just because we've been saying we're going to do it, right? And so 25 is a much healthier cut than 50. Again, if dad comes in this house screaming, that would be the equivalent of the 50 basis point cut, right? But if he just comes home from work, that's what everybody expected. Nobody's scared, nobody's worried, and specifically nobody's selling risk assets.
What a metaphor! So, dad coming home screaming. That's a good one. I like that.
If dad just walks in the door, right? Everybody goes, "Oh, daddy's home." The dogs are barking, and mom gives him that look. Right. But if he comes home screaming and, his briefcase is open and the papers are flying everywhere, then all of a sudden the kids are wondering, are we even going to have dinner tonight?
There's a lot of trauma baked into this example. Do we need to have another show about this?
We already had a counseling session with the Investing Bros. It was Tim and Nick.
Right.
I was the moderator.
The infamous couch episode of Blockchain Basement.
I very much appreciate your analysis on this, man. And shout out to Big Hands Dan gifting all the memberships.
Wow.
His favorite crew up here. What a G.
Isaac, can you throw a link to Investing Bros in the chat?
Yes.
So people can go over there, subscribe if you have not.
And we will have it in the description below. So you make sure to go follow TSHROOM. And TSHROOM, I know you're a very respectable person, but I think you should stay on X. It needs more approach like that. Okay. I may or may not help in that regard. I might not be viewed as the most respectful, but I do put wholesome posts up. This morning, my main post was about a sourdough loaf that we made from home. My wife made me sourdough at home, but she made this swirl pattern of bacon and then jalapenos from our garden and cheddar cheese. It was maybe the best thing I've ever had in my life. So that's my form of engagement farming,
No, that's delicious. That's delicious. My interest is rising just as the sourdough was.
See? We can do this in a wholesome manner, man. Well, I appreciate you for joining us on the show, and glad to have you back. And I'm glad to hop on Investing Bros. If you guys ever have room for me, I'd love to collab with you guys and get that community built up. You know what I mean? Because you do some great work.
Yeah, we're about to go live here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be talking about a lot of different things. Definitely going to be diving more into the rate cuts. And if you thought my TA was good, first of all, you shouldn't. It wasn't that great. But Tim's TA is going to be much more in depth. We're going to be looking at a lot more of the levels and the potential head and shoulders forming.
Perfect.
So we'll see.
Thank
you so much for having me on.
Yep,
yes,
absolutely.
All right, man. I'll see you soon. We'll be redirecting to them after this show for sure. Sweet. So that's going to happen. But let's get into the rest of the news. We do have actually some good, just macro news.
Please.
Well, macro crypto news.
Because Bitcoin just took a giant shark.
Where did we shark to? Let's see here.
57,000. We went from.
What is it?
Yeah.
57,000 flat. Oh,
look
at that.
We just went down to 57.5.
That is sick. Oh, look at that. Oh God. Do I do it? Do I dare?
Do we long?
Oh.
I have no powder, so it doesn't even matter. Python's ruined me forever.
I mean, I was feeling like just at least a scalp option would be coming up in here.
Would you do this on 2-bit or Blowfin?
This is Blowfin. I like to do the leverage trading on Blowfin and then the trade-in bot stuff on 2-bit. So, but you can do either on either exchange, and they're both great partners of the channel. So I really, I won't do this live because I like to white knuckle these trades and just get in and out. So I'll be watching that. But if you are interested and you're out there riding the lightning, use the links down in the description. Now, this crypto payments news from iPhones, Apple opening up NFC payment chips to third-party developers. What's really going on here? This is a massive move for Apple.
This is the partnership in the title that we're
yes.
talking about. Oh,
yes,
wow.
it is. And essentially, you're not paying for Bitcoin, through this. You know, a lot of these, you know, posts put it that it's direct Bitcoin, but really what's going on here is Circle. Circle.
Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs, the company behind USDC stablecoin, has announced that iPhone owners will soon be able to make crypto payments as easily as using Apple Pay.
So bullish.
I mean, this is huge. This is a massive, massive deal.
Very
right?
good.
And the accessibility part of this is why I feel so damn good about it. And I don't fear USDC becoming a CBDC because multiple states have made it illegal already. So we got a good 5 to 10 years before CBDCs are happening. Thanks to Apple's opening, it will be possible to pay directly with USDC using the iPhone as a point of sale with payment confirmation via Face ID or other biometric features. Jeremy Allaire, Circle CEO, pointed out that this is opening that can pave the way for not only payments with USDC, but also other applications such as non-fungible tokens and other stablecoins. Why is this NFT thing just like a dust from the last bull market that really is it's gonna die?
No, I think he's talking about like concert tickets.
Concert tickets, like a more reasonable NFT.
Yeah, like a real NFT.
Shout out to Crypto Man Sam for the super chat. We need a SIF Do It sticker for the chat.
That's smart.
Very much.
Should it be the Emperor or should it be Kermit the Frog?
Oh, I would vote for Kermit the Frog. I would vote for Kermit the Frog version.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, this is the interoperability and the access. Think about how many people have Apple phones and Apple Pay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big amount of people.
Yeah.
So I like this. Initially, this feature will be available in selected countries such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Japan. Oh, look at that NATO alliance. That's and Brazil.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Brazil coming from Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Yeah, building materials. Building materials.
This is we got to think about this for a second. This is a BRICS member hooking up with the NATO countries.
Well, they want that USDC.
They just want the money.
They want that dollar.
This is a little bit of what do you call it?
Crisscross?
It's a crisscross.
Yeah.
This is a crisscross.
Yeah.
This because Russia is now they did also come out with news, Russia, that they're going to be going live with crypto payments in a few months. So you know, we see that happening, but crypto is coming to the masses undoubtedly. +1 for Kermit, +2 for the Emperor in the chat. We need to know which one of these. Yeah.
Comment on the video which one we should have.
Yeah. And I am getting better at killing the scam comments after the show, just so you know. They've been very aggressive on spamming this chat, scamming the chat, and it really pisses me off. So I've been pretty focused on that. But you know, there is a big reason why we see USDC and all these other opportunities for governments to take advantage of crypto is because the dollar died 53 years ago. Nixon temporarily suspended the convertibility of dollars to gold. Remember, there is nothing so permanent as a temporary government program. Happy birthday, Fiat. Let's have a listen to this. This is an incredible highlight.
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. Now, what is this action, which is very technical, what does it mean for you? Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation. If you want to buy a foreign car or take a trip abroad, market conditions may cause your dollar to buy slightly less. But if you are among the overwhelming majority of Americans who buy American-made products in America, your dollar will be worth just as much tomorrow as it is today. The effect of this action, in other words, will be to stabilize the dollar.
What a joke.
I mean, he's right.
What a joke.
They stabilized it for TradFi.
Well, yeah, they stabilized the downward death spiral that we
Purchasing
found
power,
in it.
yeah.
I mean, and C90 FTW said it perfect. It's like, imagine listening to this live and believing it. Wild. 50 years later, it's lost. I mean, at this point, it's lost 99 point something% of its overall buying power since it was put into place. And really, understanding that the dollar is just printed out of thin air is one of the pieces that I understood before I got into Bitcoin.
Yep.
I thought they were going to fix this death spiral with gold. Then I saw the flu season roll out, the cooties, gross. We're out of change, all of these different things. Now, this is another highlight from the Bitcoin historian 53 years ago. August 15th, 1971, the U.S. officially abandoned this gold standard. Ever since then, the dollar's plummeted. This is the New York Times right up on it. And what a short little speech for a cataclysmic change to the way our money
I mean, he had to.
exists.
He didn't want, Nixon didn't want.
Well, and they did it to keep the battle going on in Vietnam with ability to print in God mode, in my opinion. Part of it was.
I thought Vietnam was over by then.
No, I don't think so.
No.
And then we have this from another account, Carl B. Menger. Here are the prices from back then. What's a microwave oven was $1,200. I kind of want to watch this. This is the prices.
I can imagine that, like the first microwave oven. Yeah.
Because TVs used to be like $5,000.
Yeah.
And now you can get them for like $200. I see my weapons as stable coins. Me as well. KJM, me as well.
Lego bricks also stablecoin.
Lego bricks?
The Lego brick chart is basically the inverse of the dollar.
Really?
Yes.
Holy God.
It's pulled up somewhere. I should do a whole video on it.
You
but
really should.
The price of Lego bricks has gone, it's basically more valuable than gold.
Mm-hmm. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Gold bricks or Lego bricks. I'm going to buy 20 pounds worth of Lego bricks.
Well, you know what's inverse as well is Lockheed Martin stock.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's watch this video.
Yeah, let's watch this. Let's check this out. This is intriguing.
And now we're demonetized. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. These are $1.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Average annual Harvard tuition was at $800.
Even with inflation, adjusted for inflation, that's
Wow.
I mean, if it was, 10x that, it's $8,000.
Holy God, man. Now times have changed. And you may as well demonetize us, Isaac. I just did it. I pushed us over the edge.
Yeah, we're done.
I
We're dead.
understand. And that's a reasonable reason to demonetize us, right? Not me saying, what is this? The hyena. I should be able to say the incumbent selection option for the Democratic Party without being banned. But they will demonetize us for that. So we may as well go ahead and do it ourselves. Now, that is pretty crazy to think about. An annual Harvard tuition used to be $800. Looking at this, a ticket to Disneyland before it went woke and started to go broke from trying to force these insane gender ideologies on people.
That's the first Disneyland ticket, though.
I mean,
look, it says admit one, and then the number is
God.
1.
I wonder how much that goes for.
Probably more than $1.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a couple $1,000,000 right there.
That's awesome.
USD currency changing to bottle caps in 2030. Max value. Another thing that I think is going to be just as aggressive on the value as Bitcoin over the next 10 years is unvaccinated sperm. I think that is the next Bitcoin.
Yep.
They've started it now, like the price is like 4x or 5x. But I think that the longer that those therapies are realized and the effects of them on population, I think the need for those clean swimmy boys is going to increase.
Yep.
So that's something to think about. Now, we're going to run a mid-roll and then get into the rest of the chaos within the world. Let's go on ahead and send that mid-roll, Isaac.
The Blockchain Basement is powered by Arculus. This is the world's leading crypto cold storage where you can easily secure, buy, swap, send, and receive all your crypto with a simple tap using 3-factor authentication to make sure to keep your assets safer than ever. Make sure to support the channel, use code BASE10, and click the link down in the description to get your hands on your security today.
Hookers were only $5 back then, Papa Goose says. Nick, you got a good question about that.
Yeah, but for what?
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid question. That's why Drew is filling the semen cup. No, I wouldn't be drinking.
CC.
Yeah, but
I gotta put her in timeout.
Oh, where is my semen cup? By the way, I lost it in transit here. I was drinking coffee, running all over the place today. Now, people are saying that Anna Paulina Luna shouldn't be in Congress because of this video.
She's got tatas.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
nays.
what is wrong with being a fit congresswoman? That makes no sense. To take care of her body and to be well put together, you literally just put Coins Chick into timeout.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nick.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
I saw her meme coin is like at all-time highs too. Shout out to her. She can't even see that comment because you just did. Look what you just did.
Look, if you come into this chat and say weird stuff, you're gonna get it.
Ban the whole chat then.
We do weird things.
I should ban the whole chat. Hey, play this video of Anna Paulina.
Fine. We're going.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's why we were singing the song. All I gotta know is, what committees is she on? She's on the Hottie committee.
Dude, I mean, I think that this is great for America to not be led by, I mean, who's like, when we had those generals that were like Transformer Decepticons.
I mean, yeah, compare our female representatives with the Biden administration, where you got like the fucking Madam Trash Heap from...
They're wearing like leather masks.
Fraggle Rock. And then the guy with the shaved head, who's like the Borderlands psycho.
Oh my God.
It's I mean, something about... There's a joke in here about someone's Department of the Interior or something
Isaac,
like that. I don't know.
literally just, Nick banned my wife from chat.
All right.
Very, very sad.
All right.
Isaac will not stand for this. They're forming a revolution under our noses. It's all happening. Now, we have this from the left. Trump is effing terrified. He just lost the economy narrative from 9 to 2.9% inflation in 3 years. Absolutely effing amazing. Now, I had a channel friend, Troy Lindsay, tagged me in this. Can you explain why they changed the way they calculated the numbers a while back? It's easy to make things look better on charts. I do it all the time with engine power checks on my helicopter to get them to pass. You just round up or down the oat, and all of a sudden it passes when the computer calculates the results. This is basically what the government is doing. However, when I go to the gas station and the grocery store, stuff is still expensive because they simply removed those two numbers from the calculation. Anyways, what do I know? And he just tagged me in it. And that's the thing, is they stopped counting for the things that were crushing the American people the most.
Yeah, they take out housing and gas. No, wait, no, they keep gas. It's housing and energy.
Housing and food.
No, food's in there. It's housing and energy, right?
Housing, energy. They even took out coffee, man. Like they've been taking
Well, they change it.
They change everything about it. And that's like the moving target. Like they also changed what the definition of a recession is.
Well, that's how you knew we were in one.
Yes, absolutely. And now they're using this as the talking point. See how all the good that Joe did. He lied so good to all of you. We did it, Joe. Honestly, Kamala, you said the latest videos of her, she looks like she's just tired. I wouldn't be too surprised if she's taken up the Nancy Pelosi of dealing with politics and just drinking a handle before she goes up on stage, just to be able to deal with everything, all of the hate that's coming from the people that are being crushed under her thumb. And also within the arbitrage is the jobs numbers, right? So we have this from Kobayashi letter. What's happening here? U.S. jobs numbers have been revised lower by a small number, only 778,000 jobs since February of 2022, according to BlackRock. This year alone, non-farm payrolls were revised down by 279,000 from January to June. Furthermore, the U.S. economy lost 192,000 jobs in Q3 of last year and added 340,000 jobs in Q4 2023, according to the BED survey released by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. On the other hand, non-farm payrolls data showed that the U.S. labor market added 577,000 of those new jobs in Q3 and Q4. This is jaw-dropping 1 million job difference in job count over just 2 quarters. The labor market is weaker than the headlines make it seem.
So here's the playbook, guys. You are the BLS. You put out Fugazi numbers, and then 3 weeks later, you actually put out the real numbers.
That's a good move. That's what their move is.
But Jerome Powell does his cuts and stuff based on the Fugazi numbers.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, we are effed.
It's not looking great. Like and that's like the hope is that we eventually see the system break so hard that they have to move into a more sound version of money, which is, in my opinion, Bitcoin.
Yep.
But it's going to be a rocky road to get there. So
smash the like button, guys. We're not even at 100 likes. What the hell?
Yeah, what is this? We got some great numbers though. I mean, the attention span for crypto is in the gutter right now. Only absolute savages, people that know what the hell's going on, are paying attention to crypto right now. It's boring the normies out. Now, here is the target rate possibilities for that September Fed meeting. And at large, it's a 74% likelihood that we're going to get a 20 or 25 bips cut. And there is 1/4 of these respondents thinking that a 50-point base cut is in store. That, like TSHROOM was saying, and I completely agree, that's like dad comes home pissed. The economy knows they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Business owners know that it's going to be a shitty time. And really, I am hopeful that we just see a reasonable pullback on that and not just this hot reaction, because it would be very bearish if they did have to hot react and pull a 0.5% off the table. So this, just a quick reminder from Trump. We may as well listen to this. Let's have it.
The left-wing lunatics are trying very hard to bring back COVID lockdowns and mandates with all of their sudden fear-mongering about the new variants that are coming. Gee whiz, you know what else is coming? An election. They want to restart the COVID hysteria so they can justify more lockdowns, more censorship, more illegal drop boxes, more mail-in ballots, and trillions of dollars in payoffs to their political allies heading into the 2024 election. Does that sound familiar?
Why did you ban Papa Guth now? What did he do?
Because he was talking about
tanks. What?
He was saying the unmentionable word.
What is the unmentionable word?
You know what it is.
I am.
Don't interrupt.
Now.
Don't interrupt the Trump.
Well, no. I mean, Trump said exactly as much
it's
as
true.
And we were talking about this. They're going to use the what are they called? Banana dots as the next narrative. Didn't you hear the World Health Organization?
Oh, those, yeah.
Banana dots. That's what I got to call them now.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm not going to not do it. We're going to talk about it. It was something we predicted a while back.
Banana dots.
Banana dots. That's how it's going.
Okay.
And also, I'll let you guess who the ventriloquists
are. We really going to are they really going to do a lockdown over the butt sex disease? Is it are we in that? Is that the timeline that we're in? Now, guys, we got to lock down the whole world because these people won't start having butt sex. Yeah. It's spread like crazy. Well, wait a minute. I don't have butt sex, but you could. Other people are.
Oh my!
This is real. No elections until there's no more. I mean,
you can't go to the ballot because too much butt sex.
Guys, we're shutting down San Francisco.
Yeah, it's the upside down reality that we live in.
Look, if all the butt sex people are spreading monkeypox, how about we lock down all those people?
Man, that's a scary thought, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
Like Midtown Atlanta, no one could come out for 6 months.
Those
so you
quarantine
guys,
camps would get real weird. Think about that. That'd be a problem.
Would it spread even more? Who knows?
Yeah. But there is a way to protect yourself from this. This is from Sir Doge of the Coin. Can't believe I'm lucky enough to live through 2 global pandemics before he's 30. COVID-19 protection right here, a bunch of boosters, but here's your monkeypox protection.
Like this, why is this a thing?
Yeah, this is just keep your butthole tight. How about that? Maybe just take a big step back. Keep your butthole tight. That's
I don't know
what
what kind of
we can do.
Pan-Asian bullshit you got going on.
Now, yeah, timing after the Olympics is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Now, just
Timing
remember
after
this.
Pride Month is kind of funny.
This is the time frame. Just wear a mask. Just 2 weeks, right? Time passes. Just let the government track your location. Little time passes. Just let them inject you with this therapeutic. Time passes. Bitcoin is being replaced by unvaccinated sperm in the meantime. Just give them your guns. Time passes. Now the final
Just
move.
get in the boxcar.
Just get in the boxcar. That is the ugly, ugly, ugly reality.
That's Thomas the Tank Engine on the darkest timeline.
Absolutely.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's why the Second Amendment is so damn important.
Yes.
Right. And they were able to pull that shit off in Australia. They were able to pull that shit off in a bunch of different locations that are unarmed.
In the UK.
They have thought police in the UK now.
Yes. Fact check. I mean, the UK is a fascist dictatorship at this point. Keir Starmer is a communist dictator. And yeah, if you are white or a naturalized British citizen, you are an enemy of the government. So again, and I want to be very, very clear when I say naturalized British citizen. No one in any of we're already demonetized. Who cares? No one on like the Reform UK or Tommy Robinson side of things is like, hey, is Lewis Hamilton British? Is Idris Elba British? No, they're super British. Okay, doesn't matter about their skin color. Are you British?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing. That's the sticking point. There was a great video I found of this guy who was Sikh. Okay, turban on his head. Those are the people who wear turbans. People who follow the Sikh religion, and this guy was like, "Hey, what is this? Is this about racism?" And the guy who was Sikh said, "No, there's just a lot of crime and rape and murder now that we have completely unregulated immigration, plus people coming from a culture that is anti-Western civilization." Okay, I could preach about this for a long time, but you just got to understand, the British were defanged and degunned a long time ago, and now you have literally the British police.
Yep.
Holding back naturalized British citizens, I'll call them natives, while they are being beat by Muslims.
Oh, hold on. The word is llama. It's llama.
Whatever.
Okay.
Who cares anymore?
Damn it, Nick.
Who cares anymore?
No, we got to stick to the plan here. We'll be able to survive this
I'm
way.
sorry.
It's okay.
Should I quit the show?
No, you're not quitting the
All
show. You can't
Quit the show.
We're too deep in this.
Yeah, I know.
You're too deep in this. Now, K-Jam, come get my Second Amendment with your batons. Shout out to you. That's the kind of energy we need. And really, some things on the macro, we got to cover this. Zelensky approved a plan.
This is probably going to go nowhere.
Yeah, but I got to acknowledge that it's there. I mean, we knew it was there.
Oh, yeah.
But the media is now going to have to backpedal and highlight that the Wall Street Journal has now revealed Zelensky, it was planned and executed by Ukraine at the cost of $300,000.
So just yesterday, the German police put out a warrant for a Ukrainian man.
Yes, they did.
Who's been on the run. And now they just like ripped up the rest of the story, and they're like, oh, it's actually just Zelensky did it. I don't see this going for this is wrong. Because we know we did it. It was like the CIA did it.
Yeah.
Okay, Biden said there will be no more Nord Stream if we say so. How will he do it?
Do it, sir?
It will happen. There will be no more Nord Stream. And it's like, okay, we did it. Did we have Zelensky forward the emails? Probably. That $300,000 went to Zelensky.
Yeah.
It did not go to the operation. The operation was something that happened with the CIA. They have those guys.
Well, and it happened when things were about to get really cold in Germany.
Yeah.
And that affects everybody. This is where politics and these insane psyops that are going on affect the average person in a very tangible way. And that should make people care about them more. I know that it's an exhausting time frame. I know that this looks and feels like the Twilight Zone, but it affects you in a very real way. So you have to just dig deep and find the energy to fight back every single day, because we're not out of the woodwork
Buying Bitcoin is fighting back. Getting armed is fighting back. There's actually a company, I should reach out to them to be a sponsor. They're called Byrna,
and
they sell firearms that shoot pepper bullets.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
I think I actually almost bought that brand.
Yeah. So if you are in a backward fascist dictatorship like the UK, like Australia, you can get this. It looks like a regular handgun, but it shoots pepper bullets that explode on impact and do this puff of noxious pepper powder.
And they have a good spread.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's like if you're standing like 10 feet away from the thing, you're tough.
And
like,
it's
they
better
get
than
you.
gel, because the gel, I carry gel around a lot, like it just everyday personal carry in my car. The gel can run out. You got to shake it. It's kind of weird. If there's wind, you're kind of fucked. But the little Byrna gun is pretty good.
Yeah. And something interesting, I was having a conversation with my wife. I was like, man, for how many Subways are out there in the world? Like, we all know Subway is like one of the most common food places out there. I never noticed them. And I realized it's because their logo sucks. Their logo sucks.
Yeah.
It's like a inanimate object that I've seen it for maybe 20 years now, and I don't even realize it. But now we have this news: Subway calling for an emergency meeting with its franchises as sales plummet.
Who could have seen this coming?
I mean, and you overcharge for shitty bread and shitty meat.
Yeah.
And cheese that's like, it smells like a fart. Then how?
Yeah.
Why are, I think it's more so people are just liking to make better food at home.
And again, like, you can go to Lidl. By the way, if you guys aren't shopping at like Lidl or Aldi, you are giving away money.
Yeah.
Okay. Way, way, way cheaper prices here in the United States. But like, yeah, you like make a Sammy, or you go to Publix and get a pub sub.
Pub subs
bro,
are fire.
You're rocking
bro.
it.
They are
Why
fire.
can Subway not get that together? Why can't they just like poach the pub guys and be like, "Yo, son, can you make us some fucking fire
pub
subs?"
They make all their own bread too. I mean,
So is Subway. That's your one job, is to make Sammys and bread. Like,
does
Jersey
Subway
Mike's
make their
does
own
it.
bread? Does Subway make their own
if
bread?
they
though?
don't,
Mike's
that's
on
why
top,
they
chat.
suck.
What'd you say? Jersey Mike's, you think?
Jersey Mike's on top. I worked at Jersey Mike's for what was it? Like a year
Yeah.
and a quarter.
Was it? And
That was
do
great.
they
It was
have
great.
good practices?
They're
Yeah,
very
great
good.
practices. I
Really?
did most of it by hand. They made the bread, slice of meat, all that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they get boar's head beef at
That's good
Jersey
too.
Mike's. And so like, but what is the beef at Subway? Who knows? It's great value. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, we need to know what the chat thinks. Where's
Guys,
the best place to get these Subway
Comment on this video on the best sandwich place. It used to be Schlotsky's.
dude? Josh Diaz, Chiba Hut, fire.
Chiba Hut?
Yeah, Chiba Hut is in Boulder. Yes, they name everything after like weed, but the food is delicious.
That's gay. If all your, anyways, we gotta move. Name your best sandwich place.
Subway, eat flesh.
Eat
Ooh.
flesh. I mean, that's what meat is. But comment on the video the best sandwich place, and I'll reach out and see if there'll be a guest on the show.
That's a fair.
Because I could talk about food for a while.
Now we're talking about when altcoin season, when moon, why pain. Here's why. I know, Nick, and we're pissing in our own Cheerios right now, baby. Basically, we're spoiled because by all rights, if we had followed the Bitcoin dominance and the halving cycle process, Bitcoin would currently be ranging at a point of about $40,000, $45,000. Reason being is because the halving of May happened right about here, and you had months and months and months of pretty damn boring sideways action. At this time, Lark Davis and a couple other influencers, they were always talking about this 10K ceiling that we just couldn't get over. Every time we bumped into this thing, we got slapped back down. At one point, we made it to 12, and we're like, oh my God, we're so back early. It's all happening early. Look at the months and months of chop that happened in the time frame after the last halving. Here's that view right here. And really the time frame that we had to wait for the Bitcoin dominance to fall off a cliff in both the second and third halving comes in at right around 231 days on each of these metrics. You go from the exact day to the exact pico top of the halving. And you can see that you have months and months of beating. So if we're going by historical time metrics and Bitcoin cycle metrics, we have, the beatings will continue. There is no doubt. I think that the beatings will stop happening in the middle of November. I'm looking at around 217 days.
Man, that lines up so well with the freaking election.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it?
I think there's going to be 3 weeks of like, who's actually the president? But
Yes.
we'll figure it out by December.
Dude, did you hear in the Trump MAGA space that prediction guy? The EJ?
I don't even want to, but that guy was a Satanist. I don't even want to say his name. He's stupid.
Oh my God. He was painting a pretty dark picture.
He's dumb.
Oh my
He's
God.
dumb.
Well, I think, if we do have a selection process, I think the orange one cometh. And I think that's going to be hyper bullish for the economy and for Bitcoin.
I got to say, the Kamala numbers, first of all, someone's dumping a thread on Polymarket that Polymarket is getting bad data.
I said that first.
Yes.
I said that fucking first.
Someone is coming out with that. I forget who it was. I bookmarked the tweet.
Okay.
I want them to come on the show and talk about it. So I think the Polymarket data is cooked.
Yes.
We know that the regular polls are already wrong because they oversampled Democrats. I think Kamala peaking now is a giant problem for the Democrats because what's going to happen all of this is they're at second base before the DNC.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the DNC hits, now it's kind of like all done, and there will be the refractory period afterwards.
I like that. And you're saying something very based. That's why we are the basement. Now we just see, amidst, first of all, XRP gave all those gains.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who said that as soon as the news broke?
Well,
your boy.
Yeah, I mean, we had seen...
Because the XRP holders are the most paper-handed cucks out there. XRP holders are the most paper-handed cucks in all of crypto.
Well, they're looking
Besides
for some
Algorand.
hope. They're looking for hope through ETFs now. This is Cobb, and I like
There is no hope for XRP. Your hope is to get out and not take a loss.
Jesus Christ. Do you think an XRP ETF comes in 2024 or 2025?
No.
It's like they put it out. It's either going to happen this year or it's going to happen next year. It's guaranteed. And this is the stuff as a researcher and a writer for crypto for a very, very long time, and I've been in XRP for much longer than 90% of these XRP shills out there. I have been, and I know more than 99% of them about Ripple, about FedNow, and here's just an example. FedNow is using Ripple by way of a third party and a company called Volante. Okay. And Volante is not interested in XRP tokens going in and out of the Federal Reserve. Primarily, what Volante is interested in is Ripple's technology. Okay. So you have to take a big step back when you come at me with, I'm sure of myself, I just got in the market, but you're fucking wrong, Drew, because this is the new way of money. And I am just trying to save everyone from dashed hopes and dreams. And I understand that you're looking for the next big thing. And it was last cycle ISO 20022 tokens.
And everyone called that wrong. Hey, Drew, what's that really cool XRP meme coin? Oh, wait, there are none. One of the biggest one of the biggest meme coins out there called Brett is on a chain that doesn't even have a coin.
That's true.
It's on base. XRP is so retarded. AVAX has better meme coins, which I'm bullish on AVAX. AVAX has better meme coins. Cockinu.
Should we get some Cockinu? I've been watching Cockinu for a while. And
I
that's
don't
a
know.
good one. AVAX has got some. So.
Yeah, everyone's thought about having Cockinu.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But are you just too scared to actually go to get that Cockinu?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is because it wrecks so many people, and now we got banana dots going all over the place.
I know.
Now the fear factor is
I have to quarantine myself.
It's way up there.
Is the ticker POX or is it MPOX?
We got to check out the Moth token, I think.
We got to check out Moth. We said we would look at Moth. The Moth community, they're psychopaths. Look, Moth, if you can help get the Basement X account to 10,000, that would be great.
That'd be super. We're on our way, though. That space is 13,000 listeners.
I don't know what happened, but people loved it. We were talking about monkeypox, too. Oh, sorry. All right. Banana dots.
Damn it. And someone said we need... it's going to be hard to mute Nick quick enough and as often enough as we need to.
C90 said I should usually mute
look at Moth though. Look at this bad boy. She's trying to wake up.
Wow.
That's a meme coin that's trying to stay alive here. Lock liquidity still at 113K.
Okay.
$2.6 million market cap, fully diluted.
Wow. These are good. These are good numbers.
I don't hate it. Think about the pressure that regular altcoins are under right now. They're getting fucking
murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something to think about. 2,000 holders. Got a good chunk of 1.5%ers here.
So they've spread it out. I mean, these are probably all insiders.
Yeah, let's see here. Top
But
traders.
they're psycho handing.
Yeah, they got some devs or some untraceable tokens in here, but
Yeah.
it is one thing I'm noticing about this is the sells are not $500,000.
Yeah,
They're
that's
not.
a big deal.
That's a big deal because it really sucks when like you see one top trader that's at $100,000.
Yeah.
And then everyone else gets
Yeah.
like 1,000, maybe 500. So these are all actually pretty spread out. Kind of interesting. So, shout out to Moth. I don't own any, but I don't hate the graph. And
I will never buy Moth because it just is not a good look for the channel. But I think the project is pretty fun right now. If you want to be a DGen, get in the Discord. We have DGen picks.
Yeah. And it's like there's such boredom with the blue chip altcoins.
Yes.
This is where people are looking for.
Yeah.
And usually these things rug pretty quickly. So watched it initially. It didn't rug immediately on everyone. Sitting here trying to put in some sort of level of support. We'll see what it does. And what else do we got here? I think we just went through this. Gentlemen, what are your PIS coordinates?
Yeah.
Okay. And I need to know from the chat, what are your PIS coordinates?
Yeah. And comment below when you watch this video, comment your PIS coordinates.
Because we need to know. We need to know.
So let's park here for a second. Let's think about this.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yes.
What are your PIS coordinates?
PIS coordinates between D3 and D8.
Oh, so you go either side of the bowl?
D3 and D8.
Okay.
So you're like right in the tube.
Why do you go further to the right on the right hand side? Like, wouldn't you
long range control?
Okay.
So he's right biased.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got more. He's counterweight, countersunk.
I mean, I'm pretty consistent.
One ball's bigger than the other, so it weighs
he's
the right side.
That
was the joke, and you said it out loud. Now
that does happen though. It's understandable.
Right.
I'm thinking I'm like I almost feel like I'm a D3 only like kind of guy.
Okay.
D3 only, like because I want to get the swirl going.
So you're like the Trump earshot.
Yes. Yeah. Like just on the edge.
Wow.
Just right on the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, where are you at with this?
I'm
Nick?
the stealth piss guy. I'm H4, H7.
H4 or H7?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 through 7. We're like right there.
You like the splash to go forward and away from you?
Splash forward away from me, completely silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want anyone to know I was there. Just as the evil leaves my body, I just want to get in and get out.
Wow, that is something. It does make it quieter too.
It does make it way quieter.
Yeah.
Now there's that meme of like, yo, are you cooking chicken in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're pissed. You pissed loud. That's hot.
Well,
Have you
and
seen
also,
that?
I'm
Sorry.
thinking about it when I want the swirl. I always think about Australia.
Yeah.
But then oftentimes I do choose E5 for the dominance factor.
It's an extremely dominant flex. Now, if you go into a flying J and there's no urinal and you got to go in the regular toilet, you got to piss right in there. You got to go E5, D5, so everyone knows they can hear your stream. Like, wow, that guy's he's got gauges.
Massive
Absolutely.
Load. He's got a gauge. He's got like a 10 gauge.
I drink like 2 gallons of water a day. So at the end,
that tracks.
I definitely like to
A1 all the way.
A1 all. Whoa. That's
What are you,
violence.
3?
A1 all
My
the way.
son does A1.
Oh man, this is the kind of shit we need here in crypto.
Yeah, actually, I redacted. I'm going with F13.
F13?
Right in the cat's face.
Pull this up. F13, you're choosing chaos here, Nick.
Right, piss around the cat. Get out of here, you freaking scumbag.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like my boy is like negative A5. He just gets it all up here and I have to clean it every day.
So he's top shelfing it.
Yeah, he's top shelfing it for sure. Well, you know what? It's been a day. I think I'm feeling good enough to maybe, I don't know, I might work out today. I kind of pinched something or something when I was doing a deadlift.
Need a rest
Squat
day.
day.
No, you need a rest day.
Oh god, it's squat day.
Rest day.
I'm gonna rest today. I'm gonna rest.
You got to
today.
give your muscles at least 48 hours to build back what you've torn.
That's
Fuck
true.
that.
And I really want to box on Friday.
Then you definitely need a rest day.
Okay.
You're gonna feel so good if
I'm
you
gonna
do
do
rest
it. I'm not like you, Isaac. You're 18. You shit.
Yeah.
I have
Bouncing
bad
back,
knees.
no problem. Unbelievable. All right. Well, shout out to everyone that joined us for the show.
Love it.
Army Piper, Station C4, Adrenalize Me, Drag Dubs, Bob from Accounting, Laserface, Edward Middleton, George Martinez, Wills Wilford, Indy Halo, Sufficient Enough, Crypto Man Sam, thanks for joining the Black Side, my brother, Green Day Prophets. We get the kid, I think it was Big Hands Dan gifting all of those memberships for us.
Amazing.
Bad Fox, Deadwood, C90FTW, KGem, you are a very base individual. I could just feel it through your typing fingers. And Truck Dano. Down in Rumble, we got Weird Sister, Word Sister,
Word Sister, Vet, KJM again.
Uncle Tinfoil's down there.
Hey, what's up?
Uncle Tinfoil kind of prefers Rumble, I think, particularly.
I like Rumble.
Yeah.
I like
It's a
Rumble.
good one. We're going to be building it out, and the channel is growing like crazy. We passed 60,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Very bullish.
We just found out that we've been going live on Rumble as a person account, so
and not a channel.
not a channel.
So we just started the Rumble channel,
So we
guys.
just started it.
Give us a
officially.
follow on our actual Rumble channel.
Terra Muscle and be a man. Oh my god, that needs to be a meme. Well, and also people are memeing me the Bear Drew.
The Bear Drew.
instead of the Bear
You can say it.
Jew.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah,
A good
I mean,
movie.
They're memeing my face into now the Bear Drew. So
I like it.
I kind of like it. I'm
it.
here for it. So appreciate every single one of you out there. We're gonna be back to you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go enjoy some homemade sourdough bread and my wonderful wife.
Delicious.
I'll see you guys
Later.
Take care.